morning, afternoon. The van says it's 100 degrees outside. It is July 22nd, I believe. And I am about to get cut off by a truck. I'm in the van on my way to pick up some shorts from the Amazon locker. Actually, I want that side open. This side closed. I hope it's not super windy. Not really sure what to expect out of this. I have so part of this was going to be a few different things that I've been up to lately. One of them is just minding my own business, which has been really nice. The second is I've been collecting some gear, and one of those things that I've been collecting, and I don't mean like collecting, like collector's items, I just mean buying and gonna use, is a gimbal for the phone. So that's what I'm running this on now. So you can't quite tell, but I can jiggle it around, move it up and down. There's a way to like track you and move it automatically, but I didn't set that up. I got a microphone, didn't set that up either. But the reason why I didn't set that stuff up yet is because I have a tendency to do this thing that I do to myself, and I'm like, well, I don't have everything I need. I don't have the mindset yet. I don't have the, whatever. It's not perfect. And another thing that I've realized in my life is that nothing I've ever done or nothing I've ever seen anybody do, anyway, nothing's ever perfect. So what am I even waiting on? So here's the thing. That's why I'm recording this video today. Even though I have no idea. Actually, I have a slight idea. So I just ran to Publix, and I got a kombucha. It's just the Publix brand kombucha, pineapple spirulina, and I got some turmeric, like a little shot of turmeric, and a protein drink to get a little energy up. So, I grabbed that. So I got some snacks. I'm gonna stop by and get some shorts because I don't have shorts that fit, that feel good. So I bought some shorts. So I gotta go run by the Amazon locker, and then we're gonna hit up this citrus factory and see what it's about. I'm not sure. It's by this spot that I kind of like to go to anyway, and so I was looking around there. Hello. Did we run out of battery? We ran out of battery. Okay, so I'm learning. Hold on, we'll be back in a minute. So this is where I am. West Orange Trail and Pollinator Garden Site. So this is the thing that I was telling you guys about a minute ago. This is a little community garden. Across from the garden, you have this really cool so we have this old citrus packing plant from the early 1900s. I believe they said that it was bought in 1909, or the property was bought in 1909, and then the factory went up 1910, and it was a group of over 100 citrus growers chipped in, and it was basically a co-op, and lasted several decades, and it actually just closed up last year after being sold, and they redid a lot of the outside, so a lot of that new stuff is obviously newer, and they're definitely under construction at the moment, but it's just right off this trail. I'll try to remember to put the names up because I don't have that information with me right offhand. But I did want to mention also, I don't have my gimbal with me. It is back in the van charging, so I'm just freehanding this. But I did want to point out another thing that I've invested in. A couple years ago, I grabbed this camera, and it is the cheapest mirrorless camera I could find. It is the EOS R, I'm so sorry, the EOS R100. And then I put a Polar Pro 16 millimeter on here. And the reason I went with 16 is because this is a crop sensor. I know the 28, I believe is what the one. I have that one as well, but I do like the 16, and the reason is because the crop sensor kind of makes it more closer to the 25 or 28, somewhere around there, 24-ish millimeter range. Because of that crop, it does take away some of the outer fall off, the blur, a little bit of distortion and stuff around the edges, but that's okay with me. I usually roll with square photos anyway, or closer to a 3x4. So I'm okay with it cropping a little bit. Plus, my goal is not to take perfect photos. So that's why I went with this cheaper camera, because the R50 is higher quality in the rest. It's still cropped, but I don't need that, especially when I shoot something like this. It's more to mimic just a fast style of shooting, and not even fast, but just more, I guess, loose. I'm more of a loose. I don't like it to detract what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm gonna shoot some shots and kind of talk for a second. I'm not sure exactly the setup I'm gonna go with. I think what I would rather do is mount maybe a camera to my chest, and that way I can just hold this camera and go from there. But whatever. For now, I'm just gonna, I turned my phone around. It's gonna get hot here in the sun. It is, my van said it's 100, but you know how that goes. But you can use the screen, but what I kind of like to do is just kind of free ball it, I guess. That's probably not the term to use, but I like doing that. Let's see how much we can see from the other side of this thing. It doesn't look like much. I don't know if you can see it through here or hear it through here, but we definitely have some construction going on in here. Which is a good sign, because I like that they keep, this old Florida alive. It looks like they might even be camping out here, or at least storing things out here. People, I guess. Not really that you store people, but they definitely have, that might be a boat. Maybe this is just storage and not, they're actually living out of them. But either way, can't really see too much over that way. But anyway, little piece of Florida's history. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with these kind of things yet, but it just, something that I've been kind of interested in is just oddball history things, or just past life stuff. So maybe I'll try more of a voiceover on this one instead of what I'm doing at the moment, like speaking in real time. But yeah, I don't know. So the sign also says this pillar right here was original from that building that used to be where this garden is, right where I'm standing. So there used to be a building which actually served, what does it say? The railroad line, which is now the West Orange Trail. So this is hugged up. This railroad right here that you can see was this trail that is right there that I was just walking on. How cool, how cool, how cool. So I found out why this might be the most beautiful garden I've ever seen. Look at these little fairy homes. And then offerings to the fairies. It's such a beautiful garden. Kind of makes you want to put up a fairy house so you can have a fairy tend to your garden and make it beautiful. Another thing that I wanted to kind of confess to you guys is that I have been going through a lot of changes, like I always do on this page, this channel, whatever. And that's another reason why I've been stagnant for so long, or at least I haven't shown anything, because I'm like, well, it doesn't fit the brand. And the name Uniques and Oddities has just been it has gone through so much. But one thing that I have found over and over and over again is that people misunderstand because of that name, because it's never been, and don't get me wrong, by definition, oddities is just weird stuff. But just like every other word in the world, that's exaggerating, but just like a lot of other words in the world, oddities has taken on this sort of I don't even know if connotation is the right way, but like you get the idea of like taxidermy and like dead things and bones and, you know, creepy vials of stuff, and that's not me at all. I'm not saying that it's completely out of my realm, but when you think of oddities, that's what you think of. And then when you see what I do, it is not at all that. So that's another thing that I've been wrestling with the past several months, is like, well, what does that mean exactly? So I'm leaning more towards just using my name for things, or a pseudonym, pen name. No, it's only a pen name if you're a writer, right? Anyway, a pseudonym.